This is your dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. Starting from humble beginnings, Nick has been beating the markets for over 2 decades. He shares with you his take on the profitable trades that will have you moving towards financial freedom in no time at all. To see an in-depth review of his track record and much more, go to inthemoneystocks.com. Welcome, and this is your daily dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. I'm Kerry Lutz. Today is July 16th, 2020, and this is show number 77. We got our weekly unemployment, new claims for unemployment and job stats. What is it telling us, Nick?
Yeah, it's saying that things are slowly improving. I think the weekly claims was 1.3 million. The weekly continuing claims was 17.33 million. So the numbers are getting a little bit better. There was a better revision for last week. But again, it's slow. It's not like we're, going back to where we were. It's going to take a little bit of time, but things are improving. It's just slower than everyone would like to see.
Yeah, well, that's everything takes longer than you think. If we could maybe get these states reopened, and there's really no reason to close them, then maybe things would be different, huh?
That would definitely help things out. Again, you have people, these governors closing states again and things like that. I think it's more political than anything, as you know. But either way, we'll get through it. We'll see how it plays out. But the numbers are still slowly getting better.
Yeah. So, my feeling is probably by the end of the summer, a lot of people, their unemployment's going to go for another week or two, I think, till the 31st of July. And then a lot of people don't like to go back to work during the summer. This would be their vacation period. So numbers probably be slow till the fall, and we'll start seeing states open up by then, hopefully. Well, we got earnings seasons underway, huh?
Yeah, earnings season kicked off this week with J.P. Morgan on Tuesday. We predominantly this week we're going to get a lot of the financial companies. Tonight after the close, we do get Netflix. So that's the first big tech company that reports. So we'll see what comes out of that name. That stock is priced for perfection, meaning it's had a great run up into the earnings announcement. But next week is when we really get bombarded. We get flooded with earnings reports. So it should be a pretty wild week overall. And the next 2 to 3 weeks will be, pretty wild for earnings because nobody's expecting great numbers out of anybody. And we'll see what we get going forward.
Yeah, supposedly they're saying that the S&P profits are down 60% for the quarter, which is a pretty humongous hit,
Yeah, we'll see well, now we know that the bar has been lowered. So if things are better than that, then that comes out as a bright spot, right? Remember, you just got to beat the bar. You don't have to, impress everybody and win a gold medal. You just got to beat the low standard.
Yeah, well, that's something that Wall Street was always good at 5 o'clock or 4:30, going to the bar, right?
That's right.
Yeah, so you think Netflix, it's kind of priced for perfection, huh?
Yeah, and when I say that, I just mean that the stock is up a ton. Just 3-4 days ago, it was trading as high as $5.67. Now it's down to $5.11. Today, the stock's actually down $11. So you never know what can happen after earnings. Again, it's what we call one of those stay-at-home stocks, right? So when COVID-19 was really everybody was terrified and staying at home, Netflix was getting a lot of clicks, a lot of viewership. Now we'll see. People are out and about. I don't know if the stock, if everybody's so overwhelmed to get into Netflix, but I still think up here at in the stratosphere where it's trading, it is priced for perfection.
Yeah, and that's never a good thing. Hey, remember a couple of days ago we were talking about Tesla, and the stock was up like to 1,900 something, and it kind of crashed back down to earth, didn't it?
Yeah, and we talked about that, right? I said right on the show, be careful. This is options X. They're going to pop it to drop it. And, now that it's back down to 1,500. It's actually at 1,476 now. So, it's coming back down. And now traders got to watch the pattern because it's trying to work off an overbought condition. But it's up into the stratosphere on every metric. So I still think the stock is a bit elevated here, but I'm not doing anything with it personally.
Yeah. Well, it's that one because you just don't know. Really, it's totally unpredictable, right? The pattern.
Yeah, it's a parabolic pattern. where it goes straight up, so it's going to come back down. The one thing I will say, though, about the stock, a lot of it is options X. And, I had a target on Tesla to go to 1,400. It was an inverse head and shoulder pattern. It went there, and then it went all the way up to 1,800, or just shy of 1,800 by a couple bucks. And now it's back down to 1,478. Once we get past options expiration, I think then we could look at it. But right now, there's a lot of game playing. The institutions always have a job to do with the strike price where they want this thing to be by Friday. It's called pin the tail on the donkey, and I just don't know where that number is.
And you don't want to be the donkey.
And I don't want to be the donkey.
For sure. So tomorrow, Friday, the 17th, actually is Options X.
That's correct. Tomorrow will be options expiration. And again, we could have another day today of whipsaw. In fact, yesterday was a big up day. Today, we got a bit of a down day. NASDAQ in particular is down 1.63%. That is getting hit very hard today. And the one positive, though, I see money coming out of technology, which is the NASDAQ, and it's going into other areas. And that's always an encouraging sign. I like to see that.
Yeah, you said that it's going into other sectors. Industrials, they're doing well now.
Yeah, you got the industrials doing very, very well. Stocks like Caterpillar up $2.40 today. John Deere up $2.50. Honeywell up $1 and change. 3M. Even stocks like Alcoa, which had earnings, doing very, very well today. That stock's up almost 6%. So we're seeing money go there. We're seeing money going into home builders. We're seeing money going into retail. Even the financials have caught a little bit of a bid, and that's a positive as well. So, yeah, really, it's good to see the market broaden out a little bit instead of being so isolated and moving up just on select technology names.
Yeah, so you said you're watching the home builders ETF?
Yeah, the home builder ETF that I like to follow is the ITB. That's Isaac Thomas Boy. And if you take a look at that, that's very, very strong. I haven't gotten into it. I've been waiting for a little bit more of a pullback, but it's acting really well, up another 50 cents today. So that pattern is very, very good on a daily chart.
And this is exactly the type of situation where if you listen to the news, you would have thought the home builders would be all filing for bankruptcy, and yet the opposite seems to be happening.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you listen to the news, you would never have caught any of this rally from March. I mean, I've been bullish since March. I can't oversay it, but this is why you got to learn how to read the charts. Tonight, I'm going to be doing a seminar for a lot of my membership. And again, teaching them all the methods I use to pick that March bottom. I'm going to show them exactly how I did it. I'm going to show them all the tricks of the trade. So it's going to be a seminar tonight at 7 p.m. Over the web, and it should be a fun one. But yeah, people, if you listen to the news, you probably missed everything and sold out at the bottom.
Yeah, and you also called the top before it crashed in March, right?
I called the top. Actually, I said the market is topping out around January 22nd, right around the Martin Luther King holiday. And, it lasted a little bit. We did go down right after that, and then we went back up a little bit, broke the highs, and then we crashed. But I was loaded with put positions and made a bundle on that decline, and thank God for that. And all my membership did as well.
Yeah, and when was our top? February 10th, around there?
February 19th was the peak.
Yeah, 19th intraday, and then after that, the rest is history, right? So we got precious metals taking a breather.
Yeah, precious metals seem to be taking the day off today, and that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. So you have gold down $7 on the futures. Then you have silver futures today down about 0.2%. And then you have gold miners, GDX, is down about 55 cents, which is a decline of 1.4%. So it looks like gold is just taking the day off, maybe wanted to get some sun.
Yeah, for sure. and we can't emphasize enough that one of the questions I saw on the YouTube comments was, hey, what are you talking about silver? It was at 19 and change last summer, right around this time, and it did nothing. But we were really talking about the recovery when it broke $12 on that awful March day, and now is back over 19, and it appears that it's going to go higher from there.
Yeah, I mean, right now, silver did get up to about 1975 in September of 2019, But, you got to remember in March, we were down at 1164. And now silver's back up to $19.71. So it keeps testing the highs. The longer it does it, the more likely it is to break through there. I believe it eventually is going to go a heck of a lot higher. I'd like to see a little pullback at the moment, though, just because we've kind of gone parabolic on a bigger time frame. But if we could get a pullback, which I think is in order, this is setting up to be really a dynamite trade over the next couple of years.
All right. So we got we have a troll here. We probably shouldn't even address it, but as long as we got the time, why the heck not? It says, this Santiago guy is nothing but a Wall Street shill. Never hear about his losing trades, only the winners. These people who pump out newsletters, services, are all hustlers. If they were that successful, they wouldn't need to do it. Really successful investors, traders are the ones hardly anyone has ever heard of, which, what's interesting here is you got 5 people came to your defense here and said, no, this isn't true. Nick is a stand-up guy.
Well, I mean, honestly, I remember getting into this business, and let me explain real quick why I even do it. When I got into this business, I was a stockbroker, and the stockbroker business, they don't tell you anything about what moves markets. What they tell you is the next great story about cancer, and tell it to somebody on a telephone, and maybe they'll buy stock from you. What I did, I knocked on every single door to find out what moves markets. I kicked doors in. I asked people. I asked everywhere, everybody I knew, hey, what moves the stock market? And some people gave me a little answer. Some people didn't tell me anything. Some people didn't even know. But all the years that I kicked and clawed to find out what moves markets, I realized, wow, there's people out there that have no idea what moves markets. They don't know anything about chart patterns. They don't know anything about money flow. And that was how my business started. My business started out of a fluke. Somebody asked me to help them. And first thing I helped them out. Next thing I know, I got a referral and another referral. And here we are. Now the clients that I had when I was a stockbroker that used to pay me thousands of dollars for a commission now pay $99 a month, and they love it. So, somebody like that, everything is documented. These days you got to be as transparent as anybody. It's unfortunate, but you do have people like that out there. And again, I pay them no mind. They don't deserve any of my attention.
Yeah, and this one, Iron Surfer came back. Nick is one of the few out there that is legit. Thanks, big guy. So there you have it. Hey, if you don't believe it, just go to inthemoneystocks.com. The whole trading record is there. Every recommendation Nick has made, going back years, Nick, right?
It goes back years. It's been a long time. I mean, yeah. This is not something you can do overnight. You have to be in this business a long time to be able to put out winning trades on a consistent basis. And in fact, I just closed out a half a position winner today, just a little while ago for over 5%. Yesterday we had 2 winning options. All of the members there, I mean, I got tons and tons of testimonials and reviews, people that, just made enormous money, 28% yesterday in Lyft. And then we took our trade off in Valero for 42% yesterday morning. So, people like this, what are you going to do? This is what the internet does. It lets people hide behind a screen somewhere and talk a lot of nonsense. Yeah,
that's for sure. And like you say, you have to be totally transparent now. You make any claims, you're going to have 10 complaints against you to the FTC, and they're going to shut you down. And your information, unlike most, is so specific and actionable that really you just can't get away with anything but the truth here, because either it's happening or it's not.
The one thing I have to say is that, we're living in such a negative world right now, Kerry. It's just mind-boggling. The internet has not improved humanity one bit. It has only brought humanity down to negativity, to the lowest of levels. You can see what's going on in the country. It's unfortunate. People got to get back into the swing of things and, change their life from negative to positive. And when they do that and they start taking responsibility for themselves, they'll see that they're going to be better off overall.
Yep, absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more, and I think we'll leave it at that. So go to inthemoneystocks.com, take a look at Nick's record. You make your own decisions. Check out the Twitter feeds at ITMS, at Nick Santiago01, at Kerry Lutz. And any questions or comments, write us kl@kerrylutz.com. Nick, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Sounds good, Kerry.
This concludes another episode of Daily Market Wisdom with Master Trader Nick Santiago. For more information, go to inthemoneystocks.com and see Nick's full trading record, or check out the Twitter feeds at ITMS and at Nick Santiago01.